All right, hopefully we are live. Let me just verify inside of Facebook real quick. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tag everyone real quick, and then we'll go right into it. All right, and as we're going through this, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop them below. And very quickly, let me make sure I'm unmuted before I keep talking. All right, yeah. So today I want to talk about launching your own digital assets. Super important, super cool to do. Now, if you are still brand new to this and you don't necessarily have any products or have any sales under your belt, I definitely recommend going out there first and creating some type of result with whatever you're promoting, whatever strategy you're using, right? We lean a lot into content, right? Conversations, offer, and very much like follow up, right? Follow up is super important. And also being able to use the same content that we're creating to generate more streams of income, right? So very simple, like Amazon influencer, Kindle direct publishing, things like that have really helped with just the passive income side of things. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and let's just jump right into it. If you have any questions, again, do not hesitate to reach out. So just recently, we turned an idea into an extra $1,200, which was super awesome, right? So here's the thing, before you launch any digital products or anything like that, or digital assets, you want to make sure there's a need for it, right? What is it that your current audience is struggling with or interested in learning a little bit about, right? So this is a good time for you to start creating different types of content, showing people behind the scenes look of what you do day in and day out, or using your lead magnet, right? Lead magnets are super important. Now, before we kind of jump into the do's and don'ts about it, I just want to give you guys a real-time example of how this actual idea turned into a monetary offer, right? Something, a digital asset that now we have that we can sell over and over and over again, right? So I started with a behind-the-scenes series of how I was going to earn $500 in passive income with Amazon Influencer, right? And although the views were low, this series itself generated over 50 plus new conversations, right? These videos were typically getting 500, 600 views, right? And considering my audience size, it's very low, right? But again, it's about the connections you make, the things that you're doing day in and day out. And if you can show them what you're doing and what it takes to be successful, the likeliness of them going out there and taking action is very high, right? So keep that in mind. So I did this behind the scenes series of how I went from $0 to being profitable with Amazon Influencer, which was really cool. Now that sparked conversation. So I took it a step further, right? And I started to think, okay, who is my go-to when it comes to Amazon Influencer? And obviously it was Rachel, right? So Rachel was, we decided to do a joint venture hand in hand together to really make this happen. And by doing so, now I get to play off of my audience and hers, which again is super cool when you can do that, right? So lead magnets are going to be your best friend here, right? So this was attracting a lot of eyeballs. So I took it a step further and I started doing a series on Kindle direct publishing. And again, that started to generate conversations and leads because people were interested in how to be able to publish their work, their digital assets, books, coloring books like that online and to make money with it, right? So we put the two and two together and we created the pajama profits, right? How we make money in our sleep with Amazon. Because there's so many different ways to monetize with Amazon, right? There's Amazon FBA, there's Amazon drop shipping, Amazon Kindle direct publishing, Amazon influencer, Amazon associate, right? But people just lack the knowledge, right? So that's what we did. We was able to hang out with them for 3 days to provide that step by step, right? So here was the actual lead magnet post, right? And I did it as a reel and I did it as a purple post, right? So play on both, right? You never know how your audience consumes information, how they're consuming the content that you're posting. So definitely take advantage of them both, right? So just recorded a 16-minute video explaining how Rachel and I bank an extra $500 to $1,000 monthly with Amazon to help with groceries, diapers, and vacations. Who wants access, right? This got 4,000 views, generated a lot of conversations, right? And again, I just took that same exact caption and I put it into a purple post, right? Who wants access Super simple, straight to the point. Now this one has 82 comments, right? Obviously half of them are mine. So again, this generated about 40 conversations, right? Now the lead magnet itself was nothing crazy, right? And I actually linked off to it so you guys can see. But what we did was we hung out with a handful of people and we had them pre-register for the event. In total, we had about 80 something people register for the event. And that training lasted about an hour and a half. It was a very, very long training. And one thing I realized was that people weren't actually watching the replay, right? We had tons of information in there, how to take action, what to do day in and day out to be successful, but no one was consuming, no one was implementing. And it was frustrating on our part because we spent an hour and some change literally going through this stuff with people and we weren't able to refeed it, right? So taking that lesson, we, talked to our coaches and we're like, hey, something's broken, something's not working. We're getting clicks, right? We're getting people into the page, but they're not converting. So he said, maybe the training's too long. So what we did was condense it, created a 60-minute training. And I literally scrubbed the same doc that we use and I just chopped out a bunch of stuff. And I gave them a direct pathway. Hey, this is what you do. Content, apply every single day, get approved, post your 3 videos. Here's a script. That's it. Like very simple, straight to the point. And this 60-minute video has converted into $1,200 in cash, which is super awesome, right? And this is the sales page, y'all. Like we kept this super simple. It's literally one page, a 60-minute video, right? Talking about Amazon influencer, talking about what it takes, what's the difference between Amazon associate and Amazon influencer, right? Here's a little button and it takes them to the actual sales, right? And now we talked about offer docs. We talked about things like that. If you haven't checked out that training, we ran that one last month. Make sure you drop hashtag offer down below and I'll tag you in that training so you can check it out. This is literally the offer doc that we created, right? Everything's in here talking about what we're going to be doing over the next 3 days. In that 16-minute video, I'm not telling people, hey, buy this thing, buy this thing, buy this thing. The lead magnet was there to provide them with the information so they can go out there and get a result. Now, if they can do that, get a result, whether it's monetary or just taking that first step, the likeliness of them jumping in with Rachel and I skyrockets because they can see that proof of concept right then and there, right? So it's one thing for me to say, hey, I was able to do this in 2 days and I was able to do X, Y, and Z, and I made my first commission in less than a month. It's easy for me to say that. But for someone to come into our world and get a result off of that, again, skyrockets your chances of them actually investing, right? And jumping in. So in that 16-minute video, we invited them to jump in with us. We're only inviting 10 people. And we're going to do X, Y, and Z together. We're going to hang out for 3 days. I'm going to tell you how I was able to grow my audience. Day 2, we're going to go right into Amazon influencer, how to get approved, the prerequisites, what's required, the steps, how to apply your tax info, how to connect your TikTok account, right? Like we're literally doing step by step and how to. Day 3, we did Kindle Direct Publishing. And they watched me take a coloring book, an idea, and turn it into a published product on Amazon. Right. So again, taking them through the step. And that's what that 3-day event was, right? So this is the actual sales page itself. Nothing crazy, testimonials, done. Right. And I capped it at 10 spots. Obviously, we filled a lot of spots. But again, the cool thing about launching your own digital products is typically you launch it at a discounted price and you host it live. Now you're getting paid to create this thing, right? Now what happens after the event takes place? Now we increase the price, right? Now the price is going to go up, right? It's a pricing strategy you see out there. A lot of marketers use it, and I love using that strategy as well because one, you're getting paid to create it. You're getting real-time feedback from the people that actually attend the event. Now you're using that feedback, adding bonuses, adding other things. So then this way you have a full digital asset that you can take and sell over and over and over again without having to create new content, without having to host a live event, right? So launching your own digital products is super rewarding in that sense. Super, super rewarding, right? So I'm going to exit out of this, right? So it was a quick 60-minute video again, right? Inviting 10 people to spend 3 days with us in a private Zoom session, explaining the process step by step. right? And on top of that, those 10 people are getting that hands-on support, right? They have us in our back pocket because we're going to guarantee that those 10 people actually get approved for Amazon influencer and start earning money. And if they're using Kindle Direct Publishing, we're going to make sure that they're using the strategies and the marketing tactics and tips that we teach behind the scenes in the 2-Hour Workday playbook to increase their chances of getting their product visible online, right? So just off of that 16-minute training, we were able to close 3 sales, right? So think about it like that, which is really cool. It's like we literally let the content do the heavy lifting for us, right? Now, most people, when it comes to lead magnets and things like that, they don't see the power behind it. They don't see what the true purpose is. Now, when you have intention behind your lead magnet, your ability to close more sales skyrockets, right? So this idea came because of this series where I was literally showing people behind the scenes of what it took to get approved for Amazon influencer, getting approved all the way to my first commission. And my first commission was like nothing, but it felt like the world to me, right? And I wanted people to see that it's realistic, but it's also not realistic to try to make buku bucks overnight with it. You have to be creating content, right? And everything that's required in order to just get your foot in the door. And it's not a hard process. It's just about consistency like everything else, right? Now, the cool thing is that these people are already creating content. They could just repurpose that content with ease on TikTok and be able to apply for the program, right? So kind of getting back to this, your lead magnets are super important. And you saw I turned a lead magnet, and not in the traditional sense of an ebook, a PDF, a Google Doc, right? Because I've done those before, but instead I did a 16-minute video, and that was my lead magnet. And I was feeding people into that 16-minute video, and they saw the offer and they took me up on the offer if they were serious. And the offer again was just a 3-day live event where they spent with me and Rachel, and now they have us in our back pocket. And so that all 10 of those people get approved for Amazon influencer on-site commissions, right? So keep that in mind as well, right? We're adding incentives for the first people who jump in. And then come August 1st, the price is going to increase because now I've taken all that feedback. I've chunked the videos down so they're more hands-on, step-by-step. I've added to it because of the feedback. And now it becomes this big thing that we didn't set out to create, but now we have, right? So if people are just interested in Amazon influencer or Kindle Direct Publishing, they can jump into there, right? So most people get scared to give away information, but again, if someone can take your lead magnet, implement, get a result, they're more likely to want that proximity, to want that hands-on support, and to pay you for it. People are naturally hesitant to share information, and I get it. I've been there before, especially when it comes to, talking about a problem or talking about a pain point or talking about a struggle, right? People will get very vulnerable. But by offering a valuable lead magnet, ebook, checklist, webinars, 16-minute videos, right, that addresses a specific problem, it can help overcome that fear, right? Or them being hesitant to jump into the next step, right? So here's why, right? Here's why lead magnets are so powerful. Low entry barrier, right? Literally free. It's a small commitment. It doesn't have a big risk. And getting people to jump in is going to be a lot easier. Now, getting them to consume it might be a little harder, right? That's what happened with the 90-minute video. It was so hard for people to consume because it was so long. So I ended up chunking it up to a video course. Well, now I have another digital asset. So that 90-minute video is not going to waste, right? So now I can take that, say, hey, if you want to learn what Amazon influencer is all about, I recorded a 90-minute video. It's $5. Now, if you want to jump into the more step-by-step and hands-on, I'll give you a credit for $50 after you spend $5 that you can use to purchase, right? So again, it's just utilizing different pricing strategies, but also taking the work that you've done, turning it into a digital asset where people can really go out there and implement. But also, if they want that proximity, if they want that hands-on support, if they want more, give them a credit. They already purchased, right? $5 give them a $50 credit, right? Knocks the price down. Right, so keep that in mind as well. Right. Lead magnets also demonstrate your expertise, right? Your lead magnet showcases your knowledge and your ability to solve the problem. They get a taste of you, your value, what you bring to the market, what's different about your strategy. I spent the first 2 days talking about content and strategies and things that we do day in and day out, like our Siri method. And literally the amount of series that came off of that and the conversations we had were awesome, right? Like it was motivating, gave people a way to create content that's fun. Because one thing that really bothers people is, hey, I don't know what to post. I don't know what type of content to create, right? It gets really hard. Right? Provides a tangible result, right? If your lead magnet helps them achieve a win, right? The aha moment, it builds trust and credibility, especially in the business, right? Reduces the risk, right? Seeing results with the freebies also gives that perception of, hey, if I'm getting a result off of this free thing, imagine what I'm going to get with the paid thing, right? They've experienced success using your approach. So from lead magnet to high paying client, the aha moment you created with your lead magnet is key. When someone implements your strategy and gets a positive result, a few things happen. They want more, right? The success of the lead magnet creates a desire for better results, more money, more opportunities. Reduces buyer's remorse. Like buyer's remorse exists, right? They've already experienced the value, right? It makes them less hesitant to want to jump into the next thing, right? Hey, you jumped into this thing. Cassie, I know you have coaching. Am I there yet? Am I ready for that? Then we can have that discussion, right? Because if they can get value in what you're doing right now, then and there, imagine what they're going to be able to get working with you in closer proximity, right? When they have you literally in your back pocket, right? So consider those as well. It also helps you to like create a pool of warm people, right? Who are primed for your paid services. Now, what I'm doing right now is literally following up with people that didn't get a chance to jump in for the 3-day live event. And I can say, hey, no pressure, because there is no pressure, right? Jump in or jump or don't, it doesn't matter. Come August 1st, the price doubles, right? And simple message, hey, Johnny, I saw you were interested in the 3-day live event, but I didn't see you jump in. Just to give you a heads up, the price is increasing 1 August. No pressure, but if you were still interested, now is the best time to jump. That's it. And even at the end, I'll say, it's totally okay if you're no longer interested. I just wanted to circle back to make sure. Super, super, super simple. Now, brownie points if you send them a voice note, right? Voice notes are super powerful. Talk about curiosity because you don't know what it says, right? You can literally go in there and drop a voice note, and they'll more likely be, want to listen to it because they're curious to see what you said. Okay. So if they've already bought into your approach, they're more likely to jump in, right? And the sale becomes a lot easier for you to close, right? Because they can see the benefits firsthand. Right. So just to give you guys a quick visual as well, I'm going to stop sharing real quick. And I'm going to share this little drawing that I did now. This is definitely A+ effort for me, but just to give you guys just a visual of how this looks, right? Content to lead magnet, right? Content fuels the lead magnet. Depending on what engagement you're getting, what comments you're getting, what conversations are having with their piece of content, you can tailor a lead magnet to it. If you're having a lot of conversations and people are saying, hey, I'm struggling with closing sales. Hey, I'm struggling with content. Hey, I'm struggling with sales. Then you can go out and create a lead magnet that solves that specific pain point. And you can say something as simple as, hey, just put together a 2-page doc on how I'm able to close 5,000 sales in the DMs. Who wants access for free? Not only are you going to be able to build conversations off of that, but now again, you have that warm pull. So if you launch a digital product, or if you're hosting a case study group, or you're trying to get people to buy into your coaching and your plan, if they can get a result off that lead magnet, drop them a message. Hey, Johnny, I saw you taking action and I saw that you were able to close your first sale. That's awesome. I just wanted to reach out to see if you were interested in doing X, Y, and Z together. You were able to get this resolved, this free thing. Imagine what we can do together working over the next 6 months. Let me know if you're interested. I can shoot over the details. Or, hey, let me know if you're interested. I'll ask you a couple questions to make sure we're a good fit. Totally okay to take that approach as well, right? So the content and lead magnets, they fuel conversations, right? Conversations are key. They're sending them an offer. If they don't take you up on the offer, follow up with them. Hey, Johnny, I saw you didn't jump in. Are you still interested? If not, totally understand. Hey, Cass, I am interested. I just can't afford it right now. Hey, no problem. Not here to twist anybody's arms. Never want to put you in a financial bind. And then if it's your product, especially if you're launching your own digital asset, don't be afraid to customize the deal, right? Hey, I know you can't afford the $297, but what's a good weekly payment for you? Hey, $25 a week works for me. Perfect. Let's set that up. Do that, right? It's cool when you launch your own digital products and have the ability to create pricing and payment plans and things like that as well, right? Last but not least, live event, right? Get paid to create this thing. It's better than having something pre-recorded and then getting feedback later and add to it. I got feedback right then and there for the people who attended the live event. Right? Last but not least, it becomes a digital asset. Increase the price. Now this thing is all done. You've added the resources, you added the bonuses. They get X, Y, Z. Those first 10 people that jump in, boom, you locked into 6 months inside of the 2 Hour Empire group. Boom, you have me and Rachel now. Boom, right? Like just keep loading it up because again, like if you have these things created and you can make the buying decision a lot easier, it's a lot easier for them to want to take action, a lot easier for them to want to get the results, right? That's it. This is all it is. Nothing crazy, very simple, very visual, right? Very quick visual of how this all looks when you put it in play. Right? Again, we turned an idea into $1,200. And from there, now that idea turned into a digital asset where we're going to be able to have and be able to sell over and over again, right? So if you are looking to launch your digital products, you're running into any issues, again, do not hesitate to reach out. That's what this group is for. Throw it in the group. There's a bunch of people in here that are seasoned and ready to help. All right. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you're watching live or you're watching the replay, make sure you let us know down below. I see Elizabeth's here. I'll wait a couple minutes, see if you guys have any questions. If not, I am going to lay down for a little bit. Fortunately, I caught the flu and now the kids have it. So it's been a long few days. And if you are in the Pajama Profits already, just know that the replay is all up. We are working now and adding all the bonuses and the different things that we were able to get your feedback on too. It's been a little bit slower now that we got sick, and it'll be a little bit slower. Sorry about that and apologize for the delay. But the 3-day workshop is already inside of the back office, and hopefully you guys all got your emails. If you're having any trouble logging in, do not hesitate to reach out. That's what Rachel and I are here for, right? And now if you're interested in the Pajama Profits and the workshop before the price increases 1 August, drop hashtag pajamas below and we'll hook you up with the details. And you're already in this community, so what we'll do is we'll cancel the subscription and you'll get 6 months right here with me and Rachel.